The Martin House, we think, is one of Frank Lloyd Wright's absolutely best creations. We actually think that it is the best residential architectural design that he did. It's matched only by Falling Water, which comes nearly 30 years later in his career. It is a totally integrated, multi-structure complex set on a 1.5-acre site in an urban setting. And we really think that the Martin House represents the best of our past, and the Visitor Center represents the best of our future. Within our community, we have an opportunity here unlike any other. Short-term and long-term, we mean jobs creation for the Western New York region, for the Buffalo-Niagara region. And more importantly, we represent a world-class architectural tourism asset. We also represent long-term economic development. Right now, even as a construction site, 65% of our guests come from outside Western New York to visit the Martin House.
When stewards are challenged with focusing on the importance of a regional asset and its context within both state and within the country, one has to be sure that one's view of the project isn't too provincial. So we've listened to outside experts who have come here, and one of the most compelling was Richard Moe, the president of the National Trust for Historic Preservation, who said that in his 15 years of presidency of the National Trust, that this is the most significantly potential restoration and rehabilitation project that he has seen in the United States. It's up to us to fulfill the promise of that aspiration that he has articulated, but it was one of the reasons that he is bringing in 2011 the annual convention for the National Trust to Western New York with 3,500 preservationists. And shame on us if we don't take the opportunity to focus on the potential excellence of this house. Back in the early 1990s, as stewards looked at the decline and the decay in what was to us an important but maybe not fully understood building, we were motivated by Senator Moynihan, who said that Buffalo needs to seize this opportunity on behalf of not only this region, but on behalf of New York State and the United States. And not only do we need to restore a campus and a place, but we need to instill a program that would be operationally vibrant for cultural tourism. And so, in partnership with the Albright Knox, with the Shaw Festival across the river, with Birchfield Penny, with Graycliff, with Roycroft, and with certainly the populism of the Falls, it's incumbent upon us to think about economic development as a cultural driver for this region. We all know how difficult New York State today struggles with its budgets. It's time for us to be investing in economic development oomph, which can really build this region. And this is one of those places and a key linchpin for the completion of that kind of activity of housing and docent touring and eating and dining and visiting a world-class site. We have in this visitor center the beautiful housing with which to introduce our visitors to this campus. We anticipate 50 to 60,000 visitors a year and an annual economic impact of about $15 million. We see this as the fulfillment of our responsibilities in connection to city and county, as well as New York State. And we also see the programmatic opportunity for design and regional planning in partnership with the University of Buffalo and other academe to create ongoing programming here, not just a cultural destination. All of that's kind of sobering responsibility for a bunch of stewards, and its responsibility leads us to ask others throughout this project with curatorial excellence, with experts from architectural worlds, from visitors from architectural magazines and services around the world to come here and to reaffirm for us that this is an appropriate gauntlet for us to follow. And all along we've been encouraged. Over $40 million has been raised to this project, about half of it public and half of it private. We have a final phase to go, which is the final restoration of the interior of the Martin House, along with appropriate refinements of furniture and art glass, and finally a cultural landscaping plan that fits the campus. But we're excited. We've got a little bit of a challenge in terms of our current state funding in order to get there. we're confident we will. We've had wonderful support from the state, the county, clear leadership foundations like the Oishei Foundation, the East Hill Foundation, and the Wendt Foundation in particular, and wonderful support from key individuals as well.